What's going on, everyone? My name is Carson, and this is my new YouTube channel. On this channel, I will discuss films that I consider to have a significant importance to the overall history of film, or a film that I just feel like does something really well and deserves more credit or attention. I want this to be a place where we can talk about these films, and you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. If any of you are interested in that, I would love to have you guys stick around, so feel free to hit that subscribe button, and be sure to be on the lookout for more content on my channel in the future. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Little Miss Sunshine, the film that will somehow simultaneously give you and cure your depression, will warm and break your heart, but in the end, just really have you wondering when the last time you called your family was. This film, even with all of its cliche family tropes, like the angst-filled teenager or the nagging, disapproving father, proves to be one of the best portrayals of an interesting and authentic family dynamic in a movie that I've ever seen. And while all of that is amazing and done really, really well, it's not what initially intrigued me about this film when I first saw it. It was its much deeper message and what the film ultimately represents, which is the futility of the American dream. This charming and lovable dark comedy about the quite interesting Hoover family fully embodies one's journey of the pursuit to greatness, to be a winner, and the tragedies that come along with it. It reveals how a blind belief in individualism, meritocracy, and competition has led to a distorted society where people are labeled to be either winners or losers. The problem with that is, life's just not that simple. A society where you can only be going up or down, and the strict and unrelenting pursuit of personal success and the achievements at the expense of anyone in your way isn't exactly healthy and not exactly what I would personally consider the American dream. I think the film also highlights the major lack of prioritization for the importance of community in a system that doesn't just benefit those who are willing to step on others to get to the top, as well as the kinds of people who are unconcerned with someone's situation, how they got there, or the idea that they can't just deal with it by working harder. I think the epitome of this idea is represented through Greg Kinnear's character, the father of the family, who is a rugged individualist dead set on creating a new revolutionary self-help program. Throughout the film, he berates his daughter for constantly apologizing and appearing weak, has zero sympathy for his brother-in-law who attempted suicide, saying that he gave up on himself and that's not what winners do. Throughout the film, he is constantly turned down when proposing his idea and finds out only through personal experience that it doesn't matter if you work really, really hard and do everything right, it can just still not work out. And the film isn't saying that being a hard worker and trying to remain strong when things are tough is pointless. It just points out the problematic dynamic that it can create in a society. There's a conversation later in the second half of the film where Dwayne, played by Paul Dano, learns he can't fulfill his dream of joining the Air Force because he discovers that he is colorblind. This leads to an incredible scene between Dwayne and his Uncle Frank, who is played by Steve Carell, where they talk about life and how it's okay to fail and that it's okay when things don't go to plan. It's really a beautiful conversation where we get one of the best quotes from the film and one that really highlights a lot of what the film, I think, is really trying to say. Life is just one big beauty contest, so why don't you just do what you love and screw the rest. The climax of the film brings us to a beauty pageant, where the young girl Olive, who is played by Abigail Breslin, plans to compete. Another perfect example of the pointless competition and comparison that we constantly seem to put ourselves through each day. In the film, Olive's only real flaw is her innocence and being notoriously herself. Olive doesn't exactly look like other girls and doesn't really act like them either. Dwayne talks to their mom about how he's worried about Olive and that everyone is going to make fun of her. This leads to their mother, who is played by Toni Collette, saying, "You just have to let Olive be Olive," which I think really supports the theme of the film, and also the classic saying, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And what becomes the best scene in the film starts with Olive finally revealing the dance routine she had been practicing with her grandfather all throughout the film. The judges at the competition try to get her off the stage swiftly, as it is not the typical pageant performance that they usually see. But before they can, her whole family joins her on stage and starts dancing with Olive, which really draws them together for a grand spectacle of awkward dancing that you just can't look away from. And what starts as an alienated group of individuals has turned into a close-knit family, working together and having fun to make Olive's dream come true. Hey everybody, if you liked the video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment about what you thought, and be sure to subscribe. See you next time.